It's so good to see you. We're here for our Trend Tuesday Live, where we talk about the now, the new, and the next in careers. And I'm so excited to have Vaneese Johnson with us today. Vaneese, how are you, lady?
I am fantastic and I'm excited to have this conversation.
Yes, I love that when I look at your titles, they always have the big, bold, and bad in them so that your branding comes through. As we know, you're a branding strategist, a branding specialist. And so that I love that you live that and you show it in everything that you do. But let's talk a little bit about what this bold acronym is and what it means. Why does this sing so much for you?
Yeah, thank you. So, bold, big, bad, I'll tell you what each one of them means. So, bold means branding out loud daily. So, that really means living in your authenticity every day in every way. Every experience that we have throughout our day creates an opportunity where we connect with people and we really do get to be our authentic selves. So, if you're an outgoing person, then really live in the opportunities for being outgoing. Even if you're an introvert, bold doesn't mean you need to be an extrovert, but if you're an introvert, you have a quiet way of being bold. So, if that's contributing to projects that has, your specific signature on it, and people read it and they feel it and they know it comes from you, that is still, branding out loud daily. So in every day, every way, look for an opportunity to bring your authenticity. Big stands for building in your genius. Marie, here's the reality. Each one of us on this planet was born with at least one talent. And if you are in the career space, whether you're in the corporate space or whether you are in the entrepreneurial space, you have at least one talent that you can be exponential in growth with. I'm an example of that. All I do is talk for a living. And I get to do it. I get to do it and get paid for it all over the world. And bad stands for being brave, for being audaciously daring is what bad stands for. You do have to really choose, how you want to show up in the world. And being audaciously daring really means that you have the audacity to develop your courage to pursue what you feel is really exciting for you and to pursue what is next for you in your career. And we have to be daring. That means not asking for permission. That you really have to say, you know what? I'm smart enough. I'm intelligent enough. And I know enough at this point to be daring to go after whatever that is that I want in my career.
But I'm sure you've seen this as well. So I see, I mean, my space is talking to career coaches and resume writers most of the time. And I see people that are, I don't want to put this on them, but seems like they're
Sure.
living smaller than they want to live, right? Or they come to me and they
Mhm.
say they do more, build their business more, or maybe that they're struggling to even make ends meet.
Mhm.
I'm sure you see that as well. How
Mhm.
do these concepts help take steps, take real practical steps
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
live the way they want to live, to big, bad, and bold.
Yeah. One of the things, social media, I love social media, but also I don't really like social media. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times our eyes will lock into what others are doing. And we feel like if they're doing that and that person is talking about how they scaled their business, how many clients they've served, that person's talking about their calendar is booked for the rest of the year, that's very intimidating information. And some people feel like, well, this person just got into the business. They maybe got in it less than 5 years. I've been in it 10 years, 20 years, or whatever that time is. And I'm feeling like I'm not doing enough. So I should go and do what they do. But the truth of the matter is, each one of us have a unique fingerprint. So there is a place in the market for your authenticity and the way that you do it. I mean, it's interesting because I have rebranded myself. I think this is my fourth rebrand, that I've done. And I'm so happy that I went through the process of rebranding because how I got there, Marie, was I was like, this doesn't feel right for me. And I was always changing my brand. So like every couple years, I was changing my brand. That meant updated website. That meant updated collateral. It was getting quite to be expensive. So I said, you know what? I really just want to find that brand that is authentically mine. And I really had to pull and connect with, a trusted inner circle to talk about, tell me what are some of the qualities that you see in me that I'm overlooking because I'm trying to be like somebody else. So I think it's important that when you find your authentic place, meaning you are who you are in the world, and you really leverage that and you build your business around that, it will create an opportunity for you to find revenue streams for your business. My talking, as an example for everyone, my talking being in my big, that allows me to be a speaker. I'm a coach. I'm a brand strategist. I'm an author. I facilitate workshops. I moderate events. I MC events. I just on Saturday night I was an auctioneer, at an annual event. So that
Oh, that's
is
so
right
fun.
there. That it was so much fun, but that's 8 revenue streams for me just talking and being myself. So I just would encourage other coaches to really get clear about who is the authentic you, and then parlay that into your business and start to set some bigger dreams. And when you find yourself being pulled by what someone else is doing, turn it off. Disconnect. And if you're not responsible enough to pull yourself off, because sometimes that happens to me, I take those apps, off of my phone, or I put those apps on timers so they can shut down. And I don't even see that there is a notification to be pulled in that space.
Right. Yeah. Monica says amen. And this is hard, right? That parasititis that
Yeah.
we all get. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I hear people saying that they're living smaller than they want to live, it's not necessarily comparisonitis. It's just that they're
Yeah.
not, they have a vision, and for some
Yeah.
reason, they're not taking the steps to fulfill it, right? They have a vision
Mhm.
of doing something bigger, of serving more people, or a vision of adding a new
Yeah.
service, and they just get stuck. Maybe in the comparisonitis, or maybe just in
Mhm.
that inner wheel of
Yeah.
good self-talk, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That mindset really, it's a continual process. I always think, and this is my world, everyone who's listening, I always think that even Oprah, even Michelle Obama, says that sometimes, they need some help, they need some support because life just happens. Oprah said at one time she had 25 coaches. Now, I am not advocating that anybody go out and get 25 coaches. She didn't say at what point she had those coaches. But what I will say is having good support systems around you, a coach being one of them. You really do need a business coach as you're looking to grow and scale your business. Otherwise, you're just really tunnel focused, right? You also might need a coach around mindset, someone to help you who's an expert in that area to really help you to see how you're getting in your way. I do a lot of coaching with clients, Marie, that come to me, business coaches, business clients that come to me and they say, oh, I'm ready to grow my business. And, I got these great products, these services, or the industry, there's room in the industry for me. But when we start coaching on the first session, when I do the onboarding, that is when I start to discover that something else is going on that's preventing that person from actually stepping into the next level of their business. So having that coach, having a support system to help you move through your business is going to be very helpful. If you think you can do it by yourself by going to Google University and YouTube University, you're not going to necessarily find, long lasting strategies to help you to grow your business.
Right, because it's not, I say this all the time, it's not about the how to, because the how to's are out there, how to market your business, how to do all that. But that's not what gets in people's way, right? It's the
Yeah.
mindset, it's the being bold and owning who you are and figuring out what that means. You said it's an annual process. I feel like I'm still on it, right? You got to figure that out.
Yeah.
But there's something more than just the marketing strategies or the job search strategies that really lead to that success. And that's what you're talking about here with the big, bad, and bold.
Yeah, exactly. It's more to it. That's where the authentic you come in. because you really do have to get clear about what's going on with you, the individual, and how that is impacting the dream that you have for yourself. So, and it's interesting we're talking about this because at the conference, I am talking about decode self sabotage and increase your earning power. I'm going to talk about how to identify self sabotaging behaviors that are impacting your business. But I'm not only talking about them, but I'm also giving some strategies on how to break past the self sabotage, moments, or place that you might be in your business.
Yes, that self-sabotage, right? We don't need anyone else getting in our way of marketing our business. We do it ourselves. And the job search, same way. We do it ourselves. No one else needs to get in our way. So I met you, I don't know, I think we'd met before, but we met in person for the first time in
Yeah.
2016 in
Hmm.
Denver. And you had
Yes.
somewhat just rolled out these concepts. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on since 2016, because I know you've been doing a lot, and then kind of culminating in us getting to meet again.
Yeah, it's so funny because I do remember you. Your first son was growing inside of your bum, and you were like he was on his way to make his entrance into this crazy place called the world. Uh, and it was really exciting meeting you. And you're right, I was just stepping into really embracing, the brand of the boldness coach. And since then, Marie, I have written a book. It's called Bold Isms, Disruptive Thoughts to help you to live bold, big, and bad. So it's not only a book, but there's a workbook too, because I believe in application of information. So it's great to read a book. It's great to get good quotes. It's even great for affirmations, but it's important to apply to you, the individual, so that you can be able to see a shift happen in your life. I have also just been so honored to speak on international stages around the world. I have been to India twice speaking on stage. I've been to London, to Scotland. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Asia. Just different places to Africa, all of these wonderful places where I've had the opportunity to speak on stage and to talk about branding, but also talk about helping women to identify how to live bold, big, and bad, and develop the courage and empower themselves to really live the life they desire.
Hmm. Yeah, and well, I know it's International Women's Day coming up. And so thinking
Yes.
about, yeah, how we can take back that for ourselves, take back that
Mhm.
opportunity to do more for ourselves, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know what's really interesting? I did some research. Next month, my calendar is totally booked, so I'm doing a lot of speaking next month. And I looked up about the organization that actually started, and championed, us having a Women's History Month. They're actually based out of Santa Rosa, California, which is an hour drive north of where I am in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I was looking for the theme, and the theme this year is storytelling. So I think it's really important that we embrace, our experiences from life and fold them into stories, but connect them with the services that we offer, to our clients. And everyone can do this. It just happens to be that theme, intentionally for Women's History Month. But I think it's important to embrace, again, those are the authentic areas of you, the individual, and give them life into how you do business and how you serve others, and be that demonstration, because the demonstration that you put out there gives people the tangible reality that, wow, I can pursue that and do that too.
Yes, we have to demonstrate that, right? We can't just encourage other people, because then they see that encouragement but not that living, and that doesn't
Yeah.
that it just doesn't reinforce your point. And that's what I love
Right,
about
right.
watching. That's what I love about watching you go, because you don't just teach it, you do it.
Yeah. And I want people to know listening that it's not that I have an extra dose of moxie. It's not that I have something that's uniquely special, that where you would say to me, well, Venice, it's you, and that's why you can do that. I mean, the first time I went to India, I ain't never been to India. I had never been to India. And you know what's funny is I met a colleague, via CTL at a conference, Karen, and I forget Karen's last name. And she has a coaching slash consulting practice on the East Coast. But Karen, her husband happened to be Indian, from Asia. And so I reached out to her and I was like, it's my first time going. Can you tell me how to prepare? Where places should I go? Where shouldn't I go? What kind of food should I, consider eating that because I have an American diet? So I really tapped my network, to help me when it came time to make really huge leaps and bounds in my life as well as in my career. And it's important for those of you that are listening, if you're in the career space, coaching, consulting, resume writing, and you want to grow your business, leverage this network to connect in the community, to connect with other like-minded individuals who are living the life and running their business in a way that you aspire, and have those vulnerable conversations so they can help you and support you.
Right. And I think sometimes people see risk as really big, right? Like I'm going to my job and start my own business. And that may be a risk you want to take eventually, but you don't have to
No.
like, take this leap the first time. It may
Right.
actually not require a huge leap for you to make a transformation, right?
Right. It
There's
doesn't need to, again, you don't need to do what other people are doing.
right,
you know, I think the boldest thing that a person could do who wants to eventually transition into their business full time is to create a plan. Create a transition plan. We coach people on that, right, Marie? We coach
right.
them around career transition. So you too, individual, dreamer, visionary, you too, should put together a transition plan for yourself coming from your career to your business. And any major shift you want to make in life, you can put a transition plan together so that you can be mindful, and and it'll help to increase your awareness around what potentially you might need, or what barrier could just pop up that you hadn't thought about. And once again, you want to invite people from your network, from your community that you trust, that you can have this vulnerable conversation with, because they can tell you strategies and tips that they did you probably not even thinking of.
Right. Yeah. Well, and this is one of the reasons that I love our professional network. And of course, getting the opportunity to see everyone in person just
Mhm.
cements these relationships, but we develop them in many ways. And
Yeah.
that, as you said, with the connection you made with Karen, then you follow it
Mhm.
through and you connect further. And that's one of the things I love about hosting the conference. I get to see all of these little spider web conversations and relationships that come off of that and just change people's lives. And it's just so much fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun to develop those connections and those rapports. But it's also, I think what makes it the synergy really happen is we're all there for very, very similar reasons in the career space. So it makes it comfortable to have what may be considered an awkward conversation. That you might not feel comfortable talking about your career coaching business, at a financial networking event. But if you're at the CTO conference, you're going to feel comfortable having that conversation with other like-minded individuals who are in that space running businesses and or aspire to run a business in that space. You're just going to feel comfortable with whatever you may deem as an awkward question or awkward conversation.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Well, why don't you give us a going away present? So if someone's
Mhm.
watching this today and they're just thinking, I wanted that bold step, what would you say is a good place to start?
One good place to start could be with me. So, having, setting up time with a coach, a business coach, that, someone who really can be neutral, in hearing you, so that coach can give back to you what it is that they're really hearing, so that it can create a space of safety, for you to really talk about what you really dream about and doing in your business. And if you say, Vaneese, I'm not in the space to do that in the moment, to work with a coach, then I would encourage you to really find a colleague, in this profession that you admire, reach out and connect with them on LinkedIn, start developing a rapport with your network. Don't just reach out to a person and say, hey, we're in the same space. We're both in CTL. And I just got these questions to ask you about, growing my business. Because they're going to be like, okay, wait a minute. Who are you? Are you stalking me? So I would encourage people to really start to nurture their network, and then see where the energy, kind of synergizes with, the right person, and have a conversation with them about what your goals are and what your vision and your dreams are. And you're looking for resources, ideas, to be able to do that. And Marie, of course, you are a fantastic resource. I definitely would encourage someone to reach out to you, and because way more people, in this space than I do, that you could possibly connect them to. And these types of forums are really important, so that individuals can see, wow, this is a place of resource that I can be able to connect with others. So tell yourself the truth, get out, and really nurture your network and connect, find that synergy and leverage CTL community, in other ways that you haven't leveraged before.
Right. And we do have a free Facebook page, a few free Facebook groups, so people can connect with each other there. And Vaneese, excited for you. I'm so excited to see you again in person at 7 years later. It's
Yes,
going to be such a
yes.
joy to give you a hug.
It is. I am looking forward to hugging you and so many other of my colleagues in this space. I am just honored to be able to have 2 sessions at the conference. The first I mentioned was decoding self-sabotage. The second session I'm having is innovate to stand out, how to scale your coaching business in a rapidly competitive market. I'm looking at my notes to say it right over here. So for those individuals that are listening and you are confident in your business and you are ready to scale, but the marketplace is changing so rapidly. So I'm going to be talking about how to leverage AI, artificial intelligence, in your business. I'm going to also be talking about how to use bots, in your business as well. And even if you're not necessarily in the space where you're running the business, but you are in the career coaching space and career management, career transition coaching, it would really be rich content, for you as that individual to just kind of be up on the trends that are happening that can also boost your business, in other ways.
I find that those conferences give little nuggets to everyone. Even if you're not a tech person and
Yes.
you don't see yourself, you're going to see the process, and you can do the process
Yes.
manually until you're ready for technology, and that's going to make it that much better. But you'll get that idea of what you could do manually until you're ready for the tech.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not a huge tech person. I like to dabble in tech, and it's really interesting to me. But when I find tools, Marie, that really helped to give me efficiency, in my business, it's a perfect opportunity for me to, upskill my technology, skill set. And it's also an opportunity to reskill, to learn something new that I had not learned before that could again add to the efficiency of running my business. And I think when you have someone who can break it down for you, in a simple way, someone that you feel comfortable asking the questions, around those tools, or someone that you feel comfortable with working, as a business coach, I think you'll find that it's more palatable than not.
Right, right. And we teach our clients to learn the new technology. Man, we've got to try, right? We've got to live that. So anyway, so
Yes.
excited to see you. I'm could just talk all day, but I will
Right.
let you get on with your day. I'm looking forward to giving you a big hug in San Diego,
Me too.
and thank you again so much.
Thank you, Marie, for the opportunity. I look forward to seeing you all at the conference. Please connect with me on LinkedIn if for, even pre-conference, if you're not able to make the conference, but please reach out and connect with me. And you can go to my website, vaneesejohnson.com, if you want to sign up for the newsletter. And Marie, I'll send to you, I have a career assessment tool. I'll send that to you for you to share with your network, for those individuals who really are not sure. They're not sure where they want to go with this business. They know where they want to go somewhere. But I will send that resource and you can share it out with the network as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And I will see you soon. Thank you, everyone.